How's it going, everybody? This is Mark, the ministry dude. I want to talk a little bit today about the F bomb. No, I don't mean that word. I mean finances. First, let's read a little bit from our Prayers and Promises for Life book. When I received your words, I ate them. They filled me with joy. My heart took delight in them. Lord God, who rules over all, I belong to you. From Jeremiah 15:16. The F bomb. You know, a lot of people are afraid to talk about their finances. They'll talk about their neighbors. They'll talk about their friends. They'll talk about their relatives. They'll talk about politicians and sports figures. But they're afraid to talk about their finances. Don't be a chicken. See? Don't be a chicken to talk about your finances. A lot of couples have a lot of turmoil in their relationships because of money. You know, whether they have enough, they don't have enough, one spends too much, one doesn't, one saves too much, you know. There's different money personalities. You know, maybe you're a spender, or you're a saver, you know. And there's also something that influences the way we handle money is the way we was raised, you know. A lot of people, they'll follow their parents' lead on the way they handle money. If your parents was very frugal, then chances are, you know, you might be frugal yourself. Or you might be just the opposite. You know, you might like to spend a lot of money because you felt like you were deprived when you were younger. Or, you know, some people, they like to spend a lot of money and have really nice things and like that, and, you know, and show off, hey, you know, look at me. I'm, you know, the greatest thing since sliced bread because I've got all this stuff. But, you know, I couldn't afford to put $100 out for an emergency. You know that like almost 40% of people couldn't come up with $400 for an emergency. And you know that number doubles when it goes up to $1,000. You know, like an $1,000. Say you needed a car repair, it cost you $1,000. Well, a lot of people couldn't do it. They'd have to either use a credit card or they'd have to borrow money from somebody because they didn't have that money set aside. And then when it goes up, you know, the $2,000, it's, you know, 80% of people, you know, $5,000, you know, 90% of people don't have that much money set aside. See, that's the thing with our society today. We're a credit card society. You know, everybody, oh, put it on my credit card, put it on my credit card. You know, I was the same way too. You know, so I know where people are coming from because, you know, that's the way I lived. I lived off credit cards, you know. If I didn't have money to buy something, I'd use a credit card. You know, buy gas. Well, I don't got enough money for gas. I'll use a credit card. Then come the end of the month, you just pay a little bit on it, and it just keeps rolling over and snowballing and getting bigger and bigger until finally you find yourself so far in debt, you know, that you're stressed out and you're pulling your hair out. That is why I decided to become a holistic financial planner. You know, we got our finances together. We figured out a monthly budget. We made a plan to pay off our credit cards, you know, to pay off our other debts, our loans. You know, I notice a lot of people today, they'll get those payday loans. Or, you know, years ago, I got in a financial bind. I lost my job and I didn't have an income. So I had to borrow money from one of those check cashing places. And I think it was like, I don't know, 40% interest on it. It was some ridiculous amount of money. But, you know, after I got it paid off, I started working again like that, you know, and I said to myself, this went on for about a year or two. I finally said to my wife, we just sat down one day. I said, we can't keep doing this. We're spending almost double of what we borrowed. 75% of what we borrowed we're paying in interest. So, you borrow $1,000, you're paying back $1,700 altogether. That's a lot of money. And these companies, they prey on people that are poor, that don't know how to budget their money. That's how they make their money. Well, let's put an end to this. You don't need to borrow money at ridiculously high interest rates, even credit cards. I went and looked at one of my statements. I figured out, all of what we owed, and then we sat down and we looked. Some of these credit card companies charge anywhere from 20 to 30% interest. That's a lot of interest. Most people don't read the contracts like that when they sign this. I want people to be aware of this stuff. I want them to know that these companies are ripping you off, and there's something you can do about it. You need a plan. You need a financial plan. You need to holistically, use your brain and think, of all these things. Money is something that triggers in your mind. Whether you're good with it or you're not good with it, or you got enough or you don't have enough. It's something that we all need to face. I've heard people say, "Oh, money don't mean nothing to me." Well, yeah, if you didn't have any, you'd starve, or you'd have to live off relatives or something. And there's a lot of people now that are moving in with their parents, because they blame it on the economy, they blame it on this, they blame it on that. Educate yourself about money. Learn about money. Learn how to make more of it. Get yourself a side hustle. Visit my website. I'm here to help you. We'll give you a free assessment on how you can better handle your finances, how you can make more money, how you can save more money, how you can, be more financially fit. When you retire, you don't have to rely on just the government, to send you a check, because it might not be there when you retire. If you're younger, fortunately for me, I'm retired now, and, I've got that income. And, even if you do take your retirement, when you're like 62 years old, that's when I took mine. It might cut you down a little bit, but if you wait until full retirement, say you wait till you're 70 years old, because by the time some people retire, it's going to be that much. By the time you're 70 years old, you really don't have the strength and endurance you had when you was 62. That's 8 years. I still feel good. We still go out and do stuff like that. But if you delay it too long, it's your money. You paid it in. You deserve to have that money back. But you've got to budget, and you've got to, have a financial plan. So I'm going to leave a link to my website in the video below. I want you to visit me. Call me or send me an email and set up a time where we can talk. Don't be afraid. Don't be a chicken. Because money is something that we all need, and we all need to talk about. And we all need to learn how to manage it. This is Mark, Ministry Dude. I just want to say, take that step now. Don't wait until it's too late, or, you're all stressed out about money. Do it now. Visit our website. We can help you. We're here for you. Have a blessed day, everybody. We love you. And we want you to be, prepared for the future.